BBN, what's good, guys? This is the Loyal BBN Fan Show, and guess what? It is SEC time, and I'm in the house to talk with my boy BC. Brian, what is up with you today, my man? Happy New Year's to you early.
Happy 2020 fever.
Fever.
Yes, sir.
That's big fever, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, not that we
Two
condone any of
five.
that, but if we know what it is.
2-5.
So, conference play is over. I mean, a non-conference schedule is over.
Yes,
It's
sir.
SEC time. My, what's your thoughts, man, going into SEC play?
Well, like I say, it's a gauntlet. You know how it is. And it goes back to our big men. And I just want to put this out here, Mike. SEC is not going to be nothing to play with.
No, it's not.
And we know that, and we are a more fundamentally sound team than we are talent.
Okay, we're gonna have to be.
And we know there's a whole lot of talent in the SEC.
It's a lot. I was doing my show today, man, and I wish I had the name of the person because it would be good to give him a shout out. I'm not sure if it was Peanut or Iceman, but one of those guys or somebody said one thing that we got to do. And if you watch this, and if it was you, and I didn't call your name right, or if I missed a person, somebody mentioned the word fundamentals. We got to get back to fundamentals playing basketball, and that's a good point because and look, I'm a realist, and we all love UK, but we got to understand what we're getting into, BC, and we're not, and I'll let you talk on it as well too, because you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, as far as us not being as talented as other teams.
That's why we doing this segment. Simply because past years we had talent. I'm talking about like we had guys like Otega, we had like 4 or 5 of those guys. And now then we had the talent, but Kyle Perry had to teach the fundamentals.
Yeah,
Now these guys know fundamentals, they more experienced, so we're not going to go out there and win just on talent and just going out there just dominating, doing our thing. We have seen when we went up against people who are very talented, which we held our own against Duke, Gonzaga, but Ohio State was a uh, open, a aha moment.
it was
Like,
big haha
like,
moment.
like, man, you know what? Whoa, this is man. So it's going to have to be real good coaching, which we're not concerned about that. We're going to have to be fundamentally sound, not turn over the ball, which we do good at that, and our big men have to be dominant on the interior.
I mean, that's against Brown, our last game, non-conference. Our bigs only had 7 rebounds. Brian,
Yeah.
how in the world can we win games in the SECs if we got one guy over 7 foot, another guy almost 7 foot? How in the world can we win in the SEC if they combine for 7 rebounds a ball game?
Hey, Mike, if you go back and look at all the videos, you'll see exactly what I've been harping about the whole time. Our big men.
I'm like when I saw that stat tonight. When I saw that stat tonight, when I was doing my post game show, and when I saw that stat that between the two of them we had 7 rebounds, I'm concerned, BC. And I'm an average guy that knows that's average basketball IQ. There are some people out there, BBN fans, who are really smart when it comes to this stuff. They eat, live, sleep, everything, UK, and they know this stuff. They gotta notice this too, bro. This is a major concern for UK going in, and Florida's gonna come in the Rupp Arena, and these guys that they're gonna try to take our heads off.
I told you, in order for Kentucky be competitive come March Madness, especially in the SEC, our two big men. have to combine for at least 20 or more points. And what it was I said about 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
That's just the two. That's between both of them, and at least about 5 block shots.
And we got out
If we don't
rebounded by
get that,
Brown.
Mike, if we don't get that, because now we going into SEC. You know who we're going up against. You know the interior play we getting ready to face on 2 nights a week.
2 nights a week.
You know what we get ready to face?
It's gonna be brutal, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, so BC, so being um, right now, because we can say the SEC starting Saturday, because that's when it starts, unless somebody plays Friday. But I don't think they do. I think everybody starts on Saturday. Where does UK stand, in your opinion, in the echelon of SEC play this year with what we got?
Well, here's why I want Big Blue Nation, my fellow Big Blue Nation brothers and sisters. Kentucky could possibly lose 7 or 8 games in the SEC. Now, there's no need to panic. It could be like nights where they could go a week where they lose two games, 2 straight games, because the SEC is like that. But it's no need to panic. If Kentucky could possibly finish, Mike, 21-10, which that's a good record. But what I'm saying is, Big Blue Nation, the SEC could possibly lose about 7, 8 games.
So are you saying?
So what that's like? It's like almost probably like 9-7 or 10-7 or something like that.
Yeah, if we lose, I mean, which is my question: if is losing 7 SEC games a really? I mean, just like you just said, is it really a cause for panic, or should we expect it, or are we overachieving if we only lose 4? I guess so in the SEC.
Yes, yes, you overachieve. Every team is overachieving if they only lose 3 or 4 games in the SEC. I think. So what I'm saying is, if we lose 7 to 8 games in the SEC, it's no, but it's also how we lose them.
Yeah, well, that's a big.
It can't be no Ohio State.
It can't be no Ohio State. It can't be. Um, going up against Florida on Saturday at home. They beat us last year at Rupp. We beat them at Florida. Then they came back to Rupp Arena and they beat us. Can we? Florida 12-0. Can we get them this weekend?
We have to be fundamentally sound. Our big men have to play. They can't get 6 rebounds. They got to combine, like I said, at least 20 points, at least 16, Mike, and at least 10 rebounds between them. And they have to be big on the interior. And we have to not make a lot of turnovers. And most importantly, gotta play some defense, because they got some talented guys on there and a good coach.
Look, I love Kentucky, and my feelings get hurt when we lose, like every other BBN fan does. But I feel a little worried about the ball game. We had a 10-day. We was off for 10 days basically, because we didn't show up against Ohio State. So let's count it 11 days. We come out. We didn't really come out on fire against Brown. We worked our way into it. That worries me a little bit. Did Kentucky play down to Brown just to get the game over with, or is that who we are? And we're gonna have to just find ways to stay in a game and pull away if we're gonna win down the stretch. What do you think?
Well, I think it's just who we are, Mike. I think it's just who we are.
Is that a cold hard fact?
It's to me, it's the truth. It's That's just who we are. Like I said, Mike, we have to beat teams and win being fundamentally sound.
Did we pick too early?
Like, did we peak too early?
Yeah,
No. The game against Gonzaga, they played their tails off.
they played off, bro. Yeah.
And against Duke, they came out, was ready. It was good coaching. But we ran into some teams. Here's one of the things that the losses that we have had. If you go back and look, like we always said, when you are at Kentucky, you get everybody's best.
Yeah.
Those Ohio State and Clemson just outplayed us, plain and simple. It wasn't that they were as talented as we were. Now it's some teams in the SEC that's more talented than we are.
Oh,
Just a
absolutely. I
bit,
agree with you on that.
but Clemson and Ohio State, they wanted it more. They got the loose balls, and our defense was terrible. But
Horrible.
they just outplayed us.
Well, for me, I also looked at that, especially with the Ohio State game, and I felt like maybe, and not to harp. I mean, we played Brown. We got the win by I think it was 34 points or whatever it was.
Hmm.
We got the win and everything.
What we're supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah. What we're supposed to do. I thought maybe after losing in the fashion that we did, I thought that we would come out a little bit hungrier, just to get having not been on the floor for a whole 10 days, just got blown out of New York City. I figured we would come out better than what we did, and it was a little bit of there. It was just kind of wondering about how we gonna, Eventually we found our rhythm and we got down to business, and we took care of them. But you can't have these slow starts going into SEC play. Now, if it's gonna be a slow, low scoring ball game, okay, that's one thing. But if that's not what you're trying to achieve, and you're trying to put some points up, starting out slow is just not. I don't think it's good.
No, no, it ain't good starting out slow in any race.
It's not.
The goal is to outscore the opponent. So no, it's not. It's never good to start out slow.
A lot of times you can say that something's a marathon. This is a race.
Yeah, the ball games are definitely a race.
This is a race. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the season's a marathon, but
yes,
the
yeah.
games are definitely a race.
Yep. So it's just I have to wonder. So I guess I thought I had something else for it. 7 losses. I'm trying to sit here and I'm trying to picture myself. What does BBN look like for losing 7 games? Is how many of those 7 games? Let's just say it's 7 games. How many games do we lose at home?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I think it be more on the games on the road
Okay.
because it's some barn burner places in the SEC, as you
Well,
know.
okay. Let me ask you this question: do you think BBN is more forgiving if we're losing if we protect Rupp Arena and don't lose any at home, which that means beating Tennessee at home, beating Alabama at home, beating Arkansas at home, but we lose all of our 7 games on the road? Is BBN more forgiving in that scenario?
Not the BBN I know. The BBN I know won't win every game.
Well, I understand
Don't want to lose. Don't want to
that.
lose.
So
That's why I'm over here saying don't panic if Kentucky loses 7 or 8 games in the SEC. That's why I'm here saying and If they don't, great. But if they do, I'm just saying, don't panic.
Who frightens you? Who frightens you the most? During the show, a lot of people pointed out Auburn. Many people is not afraid of Alabama. Many people is not afraid of Tennessee. Is it clearly Auburn is the one that maybe as BBN fans we fear the most? Or I don't want to say fear because we ain't afraid of nobody, but gives us the most concerns.
Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, uh, Texas A&M,
Yeah,
Missouri,
yeah.
Vanderbilt. So the reason why I'm saying that
Georgia's playing ball.
because Kentucky is on here.
Yeah.
Ole Miss. That's why I've been saying the SEC is a gauntlet. It's no nights off.
You know,
you remember when you play Georgia? Oh, that's night off. We can come out and just do what we want.
And they beat us last year.
Yeah, but years it used to be. Hey, we just go out and we just Ole Miss. It be tough environment, but we get that win.
Hey,
it ain't like that no more. It's this year. It's not like that.
That's it, dude. Yep. And LSU always finds a way to beat us.
LSU is really the only team that you could say, okay, yeah, we should get them real good, but got Kentucky on the chest. It's a whole new different thing.
They where's my phone at? Let me see. Should have looked this up first. Let me see this right here for a second. Where's football? Well, hold on one second, PC. 12. Should have had this up right now. I always do this, man. You think so SEC right now, man. I'm sorry. Correction. Florida's 13-0, not 12-0. My fault. Oklahoma's 13-0. Tennessee.
I forgot about Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah. They're there. Oklahoma's 13-0. Tennessee's 13-1. Auburn's 10-1. And I think 12-1. I think they only lost that game by 2 points or whatever it was. Auburn's 12-1. Vandy is 12-1. Mississippi State is 12-1. Georgia's 12-1. Alabama's 11-2. Kentucky's 11-2. Missouri's 11-2. Texas 11-2. LSU. South Carolina is the only team that has lost 3 games this year.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. LSU's 11-2. Bro, this is scary. Like this is scary.
So now you see my point.
It's not time to panic yet, though, is it?
It won't be time to panic until I'm gonna tell you a scenario. If we go to the SEC tournament, lose the first round, or if we get a bye, say a perfect world, we get a bye, get a double bye, whatever. That's a perfect world.
Yeah.
Perfect world, maybe lose 3 games in the SEC. That's a perfect world.
Yeah.
But no matter perfect world or reality, if we lose that first game in the SEC tournament, the heat is on. Because I'll tell you why. We lose that game, then we go into March Madness. Mark Pope, it's pressure just being the Kentucky coach.
Yeah.
But going into that first round game of the March Madness, man, he's going to be sweating because he knows I can't lose this one. But if we lose first round of the SEC tournament, it's time to panic. It's time to be to a point where we're like, oh man.
But hey, BC. But look, I thought that we was giving him a pass in year 1.
Who's giving him a pass?
BBN.
You might give him a pass. I might give him a pass. But the alumni and Kentucky's not giving him a pass.
Oh, come on, BC.
But
He gets a.
Mike, he knew what he was doing when he played at Kentucky. He knows what that seat is all about.
Come on, BC.
Hey, Mike, it was a Hall of Famer that said, "Hey, I gotta go. I'm gonna go down to Arkansas." A Hall of Famer.
They better make it past the first round.
But I'm just saying, Mark Pope knows. He knows. He knows that he's always in the pan on the stove. It might not be on, but he knows he's in the pan on the stove.
He's just he's just one click away, huh?
He just and that's being a Kentucky coach.
I don't know, man. I would like to think that Coach Pope gets a year or two pass just to see what he can do.
Now I don't want to like speak it in existence.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope these guys go out but like I said, Mike, I'm just going by what I'm seeing. That's all I can do. And I know that our big men are not showing up, and we have to be fundamentally sound. We're not going to go out there and out talent other teams.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be fundamentally sound. We're going to have to box out. We're going to have to take care of the basketball, and we're going to have to get other teams to turn the ball over, and we're going to have to keep our turnovers to 7 or less.
Okay.
And when they do turn the ball over, and that's great right there. And when they do turn the ball over, the other team can't score off of it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
That's what Kentucky has to be. It has to be able to rebound. Because if you can't rebound against teams like all the teams you mentioned,
yeah.
If our big men aren't showing up with all the teams you mentioned,
you realize I mentioned the whole SEC.
That's what I'm saying. What did I say it was? The SEC.
The gauntlet.
Man.
Wow.
So I'm just speaking on behalf of, from me to you and our fellow Big Blue Nation fans. Don't be expecting that it's going to be just run through the SEC.
I hope not.
If you do, that's great.
Yeah.
But like I said, if it's a point where they lost 2 in a row, I'm just saying. It's a marathon.
Last question, BC. Is Florida an absolute must-win?
An absolute must-win?
Yeah. Is that a win that Kentucky has to? In your warning, Coach Pope, SEC play now. Is that an absolute must-win that we have to win that ball game, or can we use that as something that we can learn from?
Of course,
in the sense of it's okay if we lose that first game.
Of course, it's a must-win. Every game from this point to the end of the season is a must-win. Every game is a must-win. Yes, because here's the thing: the learning from the games, the learning point, that's over. That's out the door when you got seniors and 5-year guys on your squad.
Yeah, that's
out the door.
Yep. Man, BC, that's I'm
not trying to be no spoiler alert, nothing. I'm just speaking from my knowledge of basketball.
Well,
that's not panic.
The question to you, BVN, is Kentucky up to the task of making some noise in the SEC? We're gonna find out, because Florida's coming in there, and Florida has the only thing they have on their mind is, walking out 14-0. We need this quad one win. Let's get it. You know, that'll be look, BC, if we beat Florida, that's 3 top 10 teams we beat this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 top 10 teams. That goes a long way come March if we can continue to have a productive SEC season. Wins like this, I mean, we got a chance to get 6 more quad one wins, maybe. I mean, 6 or 7 more quad. I mean, that's how good SEC is going to be this year.
Well, in the SEC, Mike, come end of January, it's not going to be like 5 teams in the top 10.
We're going to beat people up.
Because they got to play each other.
Yeah. We got it. I believe in BBN. But look. As much as I love BBN, as much as I love Kentucky, I can't be naive to how hard the SEC is this year. You know, I can't be so gung-ho Kentucky that my eyes are not open to realize that this is not going to be easy. And if we're going to rebound the way that we do, and if we're going to play like we play sometimes, it ain't going to be pretty.
No, because here's Arkansas. That got to win that game. I'm telling you, got to win that game, man.
Man, dude, we got so much on our plate. Look, every time, BC, look, every time you say something, you make my heart stop. Okay,
I'm just being honest, man.
Hey, we gotta be a realist. You know what I mean?
That Arkansas game, man, gotta win that game.
Whatever you gotta do, huh?
Got to win that game. They coming in rough.
Yeah.
Calipari's coming back. Do you understand the storyline behind that game?
Oh, dude.
Calipari's coming back to Rupp, facing his old team. Well, none of the players are there, but facing Kentucky, where he was at for 15 years?
Yeah.
Won a national championship.
He's facing the state of Kentucky.
Gotta win that game.
Gotta win.
You see now. You see why I'm talking. Do you see my point here that I'm making?
Hey, BC, you know what?
It's very thought provoking. I'm not just over here just spitting stuff out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I thought about this.
let me talk to you, people. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, hey, man. I'm just being honest, man.
This is exactly what it is, BBN.
I'm just being honest. I hope our boys just go and run the table. But they have to play better than what they've been playing. You know the way they played against Gonzaga and Duke, second half?
Yeah.
Not the first half. Second half. They got to play like that whole game.
Whole game, dude.
Every game in the SEC.
Yeah. A lot of people. Wow. Well, BC, that's it, bro. And we're going to see come Saturday after. And, you know, the game's at 11 a.m. your time. So it's will BBN show up for that game, bro?
In Florida? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That ain't too early?
Nah, but hey, Mike, Big Blue Nation, man.
Hey, the game. BBN is so beautiful. Look, the game starts Nation. at 11 Eastern. BBN will be there. Hey, BBN, they'll be there at 9.
See, Mike, I'm just trying to show my love. I've been a Kentucky fan all my life. I was born a Kentucky fan. Yeah. And I love my Big Blue Nation. And I'm just trying to put everything out there to let them know. That's just like your kids. You let them know. You got to keep your expectations to reality.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put it there, just trying to form it. If we lose 7 or 8 games, it's going to be okay.
It's
going to be okay.
Don't panic. We got this.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Come on, sweetie. It's okay.
Because the thing is, coming out of SEC going into the tournament, You gonna be battle tested.
Oh, you said, well, what you say that again for the people in the back, BC?
Coming out of the SEC, going into March Madness, you're gonna be battle tested. You're gonna be like a Marine of basketball.
Gonna do it. How many
So
teams?
what
How
I'm
many
saying
teams we
is
see
just
in
don't
March?
panic.
How many teams we see in March from SEC, BC?
I'm thinking going at least get 8.
They saying about 11. I mean, you gotta think about it.
It,
If we
it,
is
it,
if the SEC is good as we think they are, and everybody's just beating up each other, but then you
that,
win some games that maybe nobody thought you would,
but that's what I'm
that may
saying.
be good enough to get you in the tournament.
Everybody's gonna be beating up on each other.
Yeah,
It's people gonna take some L's.
I think this is going to be one of the
Auburn's gonna take
closest.
some L's.
I think this is like this right here could be one of the closest races to win the SEC regular season than we had in a long time.
Yes, sir.
I
That's
think
why I
so.
told you. That's why I told you. If you lost about maybe 4 games in the SEC, shoot, you could be like a number 2 seed.
Yeah. Yep. You really could. The beauty of the Kentucky Wildcats. What are we going to do when the Florida Gators come to town? Are we going to be ready to go? Or are we going to come out with our head between our legs, not sure about what to do? If there's ever a time that we said that we are a mature team, we better see it Saturday morning when Florida comes to town.
Because they got some ballers.
They got ballers. They're athletic.
Athletic, and they got some ballers.
They are ready. Yeah.
And they are well coached.
They are ready. Believe me. If you don't think they want to beat Kentucky, we'll see Saturday morning. So, BC, thank you for joining me on this show talking about SEC play. Non-conference games are out of the way. Conference games start Saturday against the Florida Gators at Rupp Arena. Kentucky, let's get this win, baby. BBN's behind you. And until next time, thanks for joining the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, me and BC says Happy New Year's to you guys. And we'll see you with a win against Florida. Go Cats.